Dennis Ilbay, ich gratuliere dir zum Kampf zu deinem Titel. Dein Vater ist der beste Coach.
Imagine a man who transformed from a nightclub bouncer in Cologne to one of the most feared figures in Europe's criminal underworld. Necati Arabaci's journey is a tale of ambition, power, and controversy. Born on February 14, 1972, in Cologne, West Germany, to Turkish parents from Konya, Arabaci's early life set the stage for a complex dual identity that would later influence his rise within the Hells Angels motorcycle club. Early life, from Cologne's streets to the underworld. Born on February 14, 1972, in Cologne, West Germany, Necati Arabaci, also known as Neko, grew up in a Turkish immigrant family. In the 1990s, he entered the world of organized crime, initially working as a bouncer in Cologne's nightlife scene. Through these connections, he gained influence over the city's red light district, controlling several brothels and engaging in activities such as extortion and human trafficking. Criminal ascent. Building an empire, Arabaci's influence extended beyond the clubs. As his reputation grew, so did his ambitions. He began to arrange more sophisticated operations that blurred the lines between legal nightlife business and outright criminal enterprise. He and his associates reportedly befriended women to exploit them as prostitutes, manipulating emotional bonds to trap them into sex work under his control. Controlling several brothels in the Rhine-Ruhr region of Germany, Arabaci became a powerful figure in the high-paying world of sex trafficking and pimping. His brothels weren't small back-alley setups. They were major establishments bringing in significant revenue and housing dozens of women. His operations were profitable, and he became a significant figure in the organized crime scene. Arabaci operated like a corporate CEO of the underground, using threat, bribery, and loyalty to maintain control over both his enterprises and his rivals. Even while imprisoned, he was suspected of controlling the Colosseum brothel in Augsburg, a high-end establishment notorious for its profits and connections to criminal networks. Authorities suspected he maintained influence through coded messages and trusted agents, showcasing his ability to run operations even from behind bars. By this point, Arabaci wasn't just a street-level criminal, he was a rising kingpin, feared and respected across Germany's criminal landscape.
Pardon, merhaba. Aracınız çok güzelmiş de ne iş yapıyorsunuz abi?
Rise to Hells Angels presidency. Necati Arabaci's formal rise within the Hells Angels was fueled by his reputation as a ruthless and strategic operator in Germany's criminal underworld. After proving his loyalty and effectiveness in controlling key rackets, including prostitution and drug trafficking, Arabaci was initiated into the club's German chapters during the early 2000s. His ability to unite diverse divisions, especially bridging the gap between Turkish immigrant members and native German bikers, set him apart from other leaders. By leveraging both his street-level power and his skill in managing complex criminal enterprises, Arabaci quickly rose through the ranks. In the mid-2000s, he was appointed president of the Hells Angels Cologne chapter, a key role that gave him significant authority over the club's operations in the Rhine-Ruhr region. His presidency marked a new era of aggressive expansion and internal reorganization, which ultimately intensified power struggles, but also cemented his status as one of Europe's most influential Hells Angels leaders. Legal troubles, arrest and imprisonment. In 2002, Arabaci was arrested in Germany on charges including pimping, human trafficking, assault, extortion, weapons violations, and racketeering. His arrest followed years of surveillance and a complex investigation by German authorities, who had grown increasingly concerned about his influence in the red light districts. The trial became a media sensation, shedding light on the scale and brutality of Arabaci's criminal empire. He confessed during his trial in 2004 and was sentenced to 9 years in prison. Prosecutors presented evidence of violence, threats, and pressure used to control women and maintain dominance over the brothel scene. While in prison, authorities uncovered a chilling detail: a plot he had allegedly arranged to assassinate a prosecutor involved in his case. The plan, discovered through surveillance and recorded conversations, suggested Arabaci's determination to retaliate against the justice system. However, due to mistranslations in the transcripts and the complexity of the evidence, he was found not guilty of those charges. The case highlighted not only his ruthlessness, but also the legal system's challenges in handling organized crime figures. Even behind bars, Arabaci managed to maintain an aura of power and control, reinforcing his image as a criminal mastermind rather than a man defeated by imprisonment. Deportation and continued influence. After serving his sentence in Germany, Arabaci was deported to Turkey in 2007. However, deportation didn't end his influence. In fact, it only shifted his base of operations. From Turkey, Arabaci continued to exert control over Hells Angels activities in parts of Europe. Authorities believed he still had command over various criminal enterprises, including prostitution, extortion, and drug trafficking. Despite being physically removed from Germany, Arabaci's name remained deeply nailed in the biker and criminal underworld. Law enforcement agencies across Europe continued to monitor his communications and movements, suspecting him of coordinating operations through agents. His reputation as a power broker only grew, especially among Turkish Hells Angels chapters. For many, Arabaci remained the shadow figure, pulling strings behind major decisions, even as he appeared to live a quieter life on the surface. Power struggles. Arabaci's rise within the Hells Angels was not without opposition. In Germany, tensions rose between Turkish and German members of the club. A notable conflict arose between Arabaci and Walter B., known as Schnitzel Walter, a prominent German Hells Angels leader. Disputes over leadership and the establishment of new chapters led to violent disputes, including a shootout in Frankfurt in 2014. These internal conflicts highlighted the deep divisions within the organization. The power struggle was more than personal. It reflected a cultural and territorial division within the Hells Angels as the club expanded into immigrant communities. Arabaci's aggressive leadership style and growing support among younger non-German members began to challenge the old guard. Walter B., known for his brutal discipline, reportedly viewed Arabaci's rise as a direct threat to the club's traditional hierarchy. Behind the scenes, groups formed, alliances shifted, and club meetings became battlegrounds for influence. This internal instability weakened the group's unity and drew even more attention from German law enforcement agencies.
Şerefsiz Yüksekler kardeşime selamlar. Yozgat Sarıkaya selamlar, saygılar.
International pursuit. In 2015, Spanish authorities issued a European Union-wide arrest warrant for Arabaci, accusing him of involvement in a criminal organization, extortion, drug trafficking, and managing brothels in Spain. The investigation linked him to operations in Mallorca and other Spanish regions, where he was believed to have laundered money and controlled illegal enterprises from a distance. Despite these allegations, Turkey's policy of not transferring its citizens allowed him to avoid arrest. This legal loophole frustrated European law enforcement, who viewed Arabaci as a key player in transnational crime networks. However, in July 2020, Turkish security forces arrested Arabaci in Izmir's Sezme district, a resort area known for attracting wealthy figures. The arrest, reportedly coordinated with Interpol, shocked many who believed he was untouchable due to his Turkish nationality and political connections. While the specifics of his detention remain largely private, it signaled a shift in Turkey's willingness to act on international pressure. Yet, questions remained. Was this a genuine crackdown or a symbolic gesture? And would Arabaci once again escape serious consequences as he had in the past? From criminal to social media sensation. Despite or perhaps because of his criminal reputation, Arabaci cultivated a strong public image, especially on social media. His Instagram account showcased a lavish lifestyle, designer clothes, exotic cars, and glamorous locations. He built a loyal online following, with thousands of fans admiring his bold attitude and portrayal of power. He represented the outlaw persona, untouchable, fearless, and larger than life. He frequently posted photos from high-end restaurants and luxury vacations, fueling curiosity and admiration. His captions often carried coded messages about loyalty, betrayal, and respect, striking harmonies with followers who romanticize the underworld. Even as law enforcement painted him as dangerous, his chosen image helped him gain a kind of digital celebrity. Arabaci's presence online wasn't just about displaying wealth, it was about reinforcing the myth of a man who never bowed, no matter the odds. Necati Arabaci's journey from a bouncer in Cologne to a high-ranking member of the Hells Angels is marked by ambition, controversy, and resilience. His story reflects the complexities of organized crime and the challenges law enforcement faces in addressing transnational criminal networks. As Arabaci continues to navigate his life, his legacy remains a subject of fascination and debate. If you found this deep dive into Necati Arabaci life fascinating, don't forget to like this video to show your support. Share it with friends who are interested in true crime stories. Comment below with your thoughts or any questions you have, and subscribe to our channel for more in-depth explorations of complex figures and events.